Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. We talked about the potential of a turnaround Tuesday here late in the trading room yesterday afternoon. Again, a big, extensive day down, but coming into that 4,400 area of potential support. Remember, we talked about the 46, 44, and 42s. And also the previous month's midpoint right here. And again, failed new low, already back to the previous the session's midpoint. Again, this has been a very clear downtrending market. Perhaps today could remain bullish the rest of the day, but it would not surprise if we find a strong top and then start to fade back down. Again, right now, the most important level here again is the low of the day here and how strong we reversed off that low. If price closes above yesterday's midpoint, that'll be significant heading into the rest of the week, in which we could see a bounce back, perhaps as high as the previous month's close, or maybe back to 4,600 as it remains within the 4,600 4,400 range. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll see right here with the NQ, this one closed below the previous month's midpoint there. It pushed right into 14K, and then here we have a failed new low and a reversal all the way back up to the previous session's midpoint. Again, a fade after trend day here, a turnaround Tuesday back up. This has been a significant sell-off over the last week, but we've hit that 14K edge here. That's about as low as price really could go here before it kind of fails back down toward the 13K level. So right now, again, if price can close above the previous session's midpoint, that'd go a long way toward suggesting a bounce back up. Modest bounce doesn't necessarily have to do this right now, but we are inside this 14K to 15,250 range. Perhaps we could trade right back up and hang in here. A failure, though, to hold 14K would open up that continuation to the downside. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Right now, crude oil is up 3.6% at the moment. One of the things we mentioned yesterday was if price could continue to hold here off of the previous week's low, we could see a continuation back to the previous week's close of 98. Followed by a move to the previous week's midpoint, which is up there just shy of 100, 99.70. And the first target has been reached. As of right now, we have just reached the 98 target, which is the previous week's close, off of the previous week's low, so it's been a very good bounce back up. Additionally, we're looking for a continuation that can take us even a bit higher. So 99.70 could be ahead here. Whether it's today or heading into tomorrow, we'll see. But at the moment, we also have a very narrow 4-day range that's in play. If I were to quantify the 4-day range here, you'll see right there, building a potential energy that could take us about 14 points on the next move here. Again, this is an extraordinary period of volatility here, so perhaps it doesn't quite get 14. Maybe it gets 12.5. But the idea is that based off of this narrow range of compression here, we could see an increase of volatility soon. The last time it looked like this, Again, high period of volatility, so it didn't quite get the upper dots. That was like a 28-point move forecasted. But it did get close. So again, we'll see how this one goes here. But we have a very narrow 4-day range that's developing, and that could open up the next 12 to 14-point move up ahead. All right, let's take a look now at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's interesting here. A tremendous sell-off in the previous session. One thing we pointed to before is that for the year so far, when we've had those tremendous sell-off days, we followed it up with a nice bit of strength here. Anytime we've had some of those hard drops, we followed it up with some strength, and any price below 3,800 has been fleeting. It's not there for very long before we see a bounce back up. We only traded below 40K here just for a few hours yesterday and today, and now we're back up. extreme reversal type of buy signal here in development. Again, one of the things here to watch out for is even if we bounce, are we still on a downward path a bit lower? Is this, even if we bounce right now, is that bounce strong enough of a rejection to suggest that we could perhaps return back to 46K? I think right now this is probably a good short-term bounce, but perhaps not the type of major rejection that we'd like to see to help us get going the other way. So we'll see where we are on that. I think 38K could still be in play. The previous month's low here is around 37 even, and again that could provide an opportunity to reject and bounce back up the way. So we may not be fully done with this down move, but a decent fade day to day, and we'll see how we finish the session against 40K. Taking a look here lastly at ETH. Ether futures here holding right at the previous month's midpoint. Another developing extreme reversal buy signal after yesterday's major selling, and update today. Again, this one still, now this one has a much better rounded bottom quality here. Kind of like what Bitcoin had here before. Very good upper area of resistance here, and a good pullback again right to the midpoint of the previous month's range. This is where you'd like to see it hold. 3,000, if it can hold, perhaps we can trade in here for a while before it tries to build higher. But a failure here opens up again a bit more downside, and anything below 2,500 could be a good opportunity for a rejection and a fade back up. So again, keeping an eye on the previous month's midpoint here for further medium-term price action. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.